With the teal mask behind us, but its character still very much alive in our hearts, we set our eyes on the horizon where the Indigo Disc, the second part of the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, awaits us. Many are the theories we have about it and its Blueberry Academy, but the Pokemon Company hasn't really given us a lot to use. Still, there's one image, what I would call the most mysterious image in the game, that I believe help us tell a story. So hey, I'm not so a strainer, still with a broken fibula but recovering well enough to sit down and be here on camera, and well, what is Terapagos protecting? Let's get into it. Today we'll go back to the Scarlet and Violet books, the two books written by Heath that seem to always be present in our adventures, be it because Arven was telling us stories about what's in it, or because we're dealing with someone's obsession over it. And in those books, we all know, we have the picture of the disc Pokemon confirmed by Briar to be Terapagos. We have looked at this image many times in the past, trying to decipher every single bit of information we have there. But the language of the Pokemon world that is foreign to us, we don't understand it, and the image doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? We have Terapagos holding on to a strange sphere-like object with hexagonal shapes all over it. Then you have some universe kind of thing with stars and planets, you have boats and mountains. It doesn't make sense. But this is what Heath told an artist he saw. This one isn't a picture, it is a drawing. Again, many theories surfaced because of this, including my own, and some people even believe that that ball was the world and Terapagos was a giant holding onto it. It went very well with those theories about Terapagos being Paldea. But right now we know a little bit more about Terapagos than we did back then. It all started with a mysterious little turtle we were introduced to a while ago, dubbed Baby Terapagos or Baby Pagos by the community. We now know that it is actually Terapagos in its normal form, and we also know that this Pokemon is small in stature and not particularly strong, but when push comes to shove, it can crystallize the energy in its body to form a protective shield. After this, when they revealed that the glowing turtle was Terapagos in its terastal form, we also found out that, apparently, Terapagos is capable of taking on multiple distinct appearances. And so, it makes sense that after the reveal of the 19th Terra type, and we actually seeing that strange crown with all the gems, we put two and two together and say that this Pokemon is yet another one of those multiple distinct appearances. And so we can assume that that is Terapagos' strongest form, or Terapagos' final form. Heath experienced many things in the Great Crater of Paldea, including talking to someone from the future most likely in his phantom memory, which I think was Briar by the way, and he also saw what nobody seems to have seen before, the 19th Terra type. But here is where we need to put two and two together once more. We've seen those Terra Shields that they mentioned in the normal Terapagos thing before, in two occasions. One of them is anime canon, so you know, we can't really fully apply it here, and the other is every single time we are doing a 5-star plus Terra raid. They look very similar to what's depicted in the disc Pokemon, and they are used to protect something, be it Terapagos, someone he likes, or the Pokemon you're fighting. And I'm assuming that this power grows as Terapagos itself changes. I think you know where I'm going with this, by the way. The sphere Terapagos is holding onto is actually one of Terapagos' shields, and it is actively protecting something. Now the question is, of course, what is Terapagos protecting, and from who? And well, one of the things that we know about these games is that Japanese folklore plays a role here, and as we've discussed many times before, the tale of Terapagos is very likely related to the tale of Urashimataro. Real quick summary, man saves Turtle. Turtle is actually a princess, sometimes and other times not really, but either way, man is invited to the Dragon Palace, where time isn't really a thing. Eventually the man leaves with a gifted box named Tamatebako, and 300 years have passed and everyone he knows is gone. He opens the box, his old age comes back to him and he dies. Those are basically the important parts. The most important part though is of course the Dragon Palace. Well, the fact that the Dragon Palace has 4 seasons makes me think that it might just be the terrarium since it has 4 ecosystems. I think that that is a fake version of something that actually exists, a place where time isn't a big deal. The reason why you can talk to people that have passed away in the Crystal Lake, or why the phantom memory could even become a thing. And I think that's exactly what Terapagos is protecting. On the other side of the sphere is Pokemon's version of the Dragon Palace, and outside there's everything. I think what Heath saw as he entered the place where he found Terapagos, or the image that Terapagos showed him, was of itself protecting that realm from the outside world. The threats that have been going on since maybe even before the Emperor of Paldea. The threats of, for example, the Momotaro pitch thingy that seems to want Terra crystals. That is what I believe is happening, though there's also a slim chance that it is the opposite. Terapagos is trying to protect the world from the Dragon Palace, in a way containing it inside the shield. And while this option would make for some really interesting twists, something we saw in the Loyal 3 storyline version of the Momotaro folktale, I think they'll go the safe route and have Terapagos be protecting the world of dreams, maybe even the actual dream world from the greed of both humans and Pokemon, connecting Paldea to Unova in more ways than just one. And that is all I have for you today, a bit of a fresher look at this Pokemon's image that we've seen 1,000 times before, but what about you? How do you explain that strange image? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.